in the section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yep. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to my LDBC. It's Sunday. We're in the Strong House. Evans had to reschedule. He just DM'd me about 15 minutes ago. He had to reschedule, but I appreciate him contacting me. That's very professional because some cats will just ghost you. And you ain't asking anybody out on a date. If you get lined up to do the show and you agree and you agree and you agree, and then come time to do the show, you just vanish, because we call to check up the day before, the day of, to make sure. You go to Strong House. If you want to get up here next time, you got to holler at your boy. I operate my show with the utmost integrity. You know what I mean? And I do this to get news out and to shine the light on people that have a story to tell. So he has some interesting news, and want to hear what the brother had to say. So we're going to try and get him on next week, and that's all good. But there's still boxing to discuss, and I brought my brother Stay Ready this evening. Storm will be here soon. Stay Ready. What's good, man? How are you?
Man, we'll go down, family.
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute since I've been up here.
What's that? Oh, yeah, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. Welcome back, man.
Man, you already know. Shit, anytime you want me up here, I'll pop in.
That's excellent. That's excellent. No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Let's do this roll call real quick. Samaj Galbert, what up? Shaba, salute, Queen. Jamal, Marcus, Chiquilla, MXC, G. McCall, Young Hollywood, TD Sports, what's good? Steve Elder, Mac, D-Man, Ack, what's good? A. Hardy, salute, Queen. Houston in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Like I said, the Sensei will be here in a minute. He was cooking on his channel, man. His live was popping. And he's passing me the baton, and I'm gonna go run with it. Snacks B, what up, man? Listen, I want to discuss, and I'm gonna stay on this, man. A lot of people are saying that boxing is dead. Why are they saying that? Why y'all saying about Gerald? What up, man? Why y'all saying boxing? I'm not saying y'all in the chat. Yeah, TD. He has something going on. So we're gonna get him on next week if possible. He wanted to do it tomorrow, but I don't do guests. Like, and I think he's in Texas. So I'm like 4 hours ahead, so I don't want to put him on that. I go on at 9:30. So I ain't gonna do that. So I'll get him on next week. Stephen X, salute. Shade Girl, the Messenger, Sam Mack. Why are people saying boxing is dead? It's not dead.
It's far from dead.
It's not dead. It's far from dead. Y'all just looking in the wrong places.
Facts. Because I'm gonna tell you, with the numbers that Jake and Mike put up, it shows you that even though Mike is a name, that's what people was really looking forward to. Mike, and you had Jake Paul, social media fame. The fact that they did the numbers they did on Netflix shows you that boxing ain't dead. You still got, and ESPN is steady putting up top rank cards. The only people that's not really doing nothing is the PBC. Everybody else, the zone is killing. Crazy as to say, we didn't think it was gonna do nothing back in the day, but right now they number one.
I was just talking about that, Mac. Listen, I'm gonna when anyone does something messed up in boxing, we talk about it. But when they do something good, you got to talk about it, right?
Agreed.
Boxing is very much a lot. Boxing, how I view it. Let me tell y'all about me. I say this a million times. If y'all hear, y'all know. I come from the day where when HBO Boxing After Dark would come on Saturdays,
Thanks.
I would get my pizza and be sitting in front of the damn TV. I ain't give a damn who was on it. All right. I look forward to Friday night fights. I'll be running home from school after school. Oh
Man,
man, from when I was in college back to when I was in high school,
don't forget
Tuesday night fights.
Oh, just gonna say, don't forget Tuesday night fights. I couldn't wait for Tuesday night fights. That's when you find out about fighters
Ooh,
you didn't know about. Was Tuesday night fights.
That's
and,
right.
And used to watch Christy Martin on Tuesday night fights.
Tuesday night fights. She owned
Tuesday night fights.
Tuesday night fights. That was all her. Adrian, what up? Mac of the South, salute. I was even watching the programs because alongside ESPN on Friday Night Fights, Galavision was airing their fights on at the same time.
And then
I'd be flicking channels.
Showtime had Friday nights too.
They sure did.
Because Mike Tyson revitalized Showtime. And matter of fact, when Tupac was killed, that was a Friday night fight. Only reason I know, I'm gonna tell you why. I remember that was the Mike Tyson McNeely fight, and it was Friday night. I was supposed to have been at a football game, but I played sick the day before. So my mama said, if you too sick to go to school yesterday, you too sick to go to the game today. So I had to stay home and clean. So I had MTV on blasted, and MTV News ran across the screen. Tupac was just shot.
Just shot
leaving the Mike Tyson fight.
Wow. I remember that, bro. That was insane. But I said that to say that that was my thought process. I watched everything. They took away from us, right? So you gotta understand, y'all, almost a decade ago, when the PBC came on the scene and started giving us boxing and different networks, it was refreshing. I got to give you our history of this. It was refreshing to see because we thought that Al Heyman was bringing boxing back to the way I came up watching it. And I appreciated that. And I didn't understand the business of what they were doing. I was just looking at the fact that they were doing it. You understand? I wasn't a content creator back then. I was on the outside looking in. I had a Facebook account. I was in 1,000 boxing Facebook groups. And that's when I learned about Stranger Danger and how people are really like crazy, you know. Entered the Zone. And that's how we got to know Eddie Hearn. And he was just a brash, you know, jive talking British dude with sunglasses on. I'm like, this guy's he's not turning my head. But what is he doing? And he had Anthony Joshua as his product. I get it. And then entered the Zone. I'm jumping ahead. The selling point for the Zone was it was killing pay-per-view, right? All you had to do was buy the app, and it gave us access to a ton of boxing. My thing was, that's good for a person like myself who loves boxing, but I said back then, and this is before I was a content creator, I was telling people on Facebook, I said, he doesn't understand the American market. And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, just to put it bluntly, the American boxing fans are idiots. Because the fans in Mexico and in the UK, even in Canada, they're what the boxing fans used to be in the early 90s and in the 80s and 70s. They actually love the sport over there. Over here, they love Floyd and Mike Tyson and the girls in the cars. We've gotten away from what made us great. You understand? So it's a freak show now. And I said, the Zone will be good for me. But me versus 8 casuals, they're not going to buy that for that. I would. But then it kind of like chased me away because I didn't like Eddie Hearn. So his demeanor prohibited me. I rock salute, brother. Prohibited me from buying it because I said I don't like this guy. And then there was emphasis. Here's why I didn't purchase it at first because I have it now. At first, his fan base, the American fan base, which is really Al Heyman and PBC haters, and that's why I was saying there was a racial thing there too, which made me protect Al Heyman at that point. The problem was there was this talk about the Zone being owned by a billionaire Russian, and Eddie Hearn had this endless bag of money, and they put emphasis on him coming into boxing and buying up all the PBC fighters. And I said, look, man, what is this focus on buying the PBC fighters? And they said, well, why? Are you scared? I said, no, but I don't care. They were focused on who's going to run boxing. I don't know what kind of conversation they were trying to have, which is why I said it was kind of racist. I said, what is this emphasis on putting Al Heyman out of business when I'm turning to 3 different networks and he's giving us boxing? Fine. But I did say, if Eddie Hearn comes and runs Al Heyman out of business and he has all their fighters, as long as I'm getting a product of everyone fighting the best fighting the best, I don't care who runs boxing. I don't care. And DAZN failed at first. Now here's where it gets tricky. When the dust settled, we're now seeing things like the PBC not being able to book an arena in Houston. What the hell was that? It sounded like money to me. Now, Eddie Hearn has reemerged into the American market. Him and Frank Warren, that 5vs5, y'all have no idea how pivotal that event was, with a real gazillionaire in Turkey Al-Sheikh who loves the sport, who has money to put up and have the best fight the best so we can get organic outcomes in boxing. This is what we wanted. So now I'm looking at the decision that Frank Warren made, the decision that Eddie Hearn made, and I'm looking at DAZN and I see all the fights lined up. I said, man, this is just as good as like 25 years ago. I'm loving this. And then I'm looking at the PBC, and I'm looking at Tank versus Lamont Roach. And I'm hearing something. I didn't see the news yet, but I'm hearing something about the WBO not allowing Errol to fight Fundora for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. But while that circus is going over here, Turkey, Queensberry, and Matchroom is giving us good fights on DAZN. And y'all done messed around to make Rick Glasser right, because he's been telling everyone that the PBC is going out of business for like about a good 10 years now. So how you feel? How you feel? So when I was at the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia presser in New York, and I asked Eddie, I said, hey man, what have you learned working in the American market? He said, that's a good question. I would love to interview him and ask him, because I want to know what he learned. Because what Eddie Hearn has done, he's failed forward. Y'all know what that is to do that? You fail, you dust yourself off and say, well, why'd that happen? Okay, this happened, or this going on. Okay, this is how I'm going to reemerge myself. And here he is. Bob Arum is like 100 years old, y'all. He's almost done. And don't look now, ESPN has severed ties with Top Rank. So now, where are they going to air their fighters at? I don't know. HBO's dead, y'all. Huh? Showtime is dead, y'all. Huh? ESPN is no longer airing boxing, as far as I know. Huh? We're going to see who the real American fans are. The American AJ fans are gone. All right? When Ryan's done booty clapping, y'all going to disappear. I'm watching this unravel right in front of your eyes. We're still going to be here talking boxing. Where y'all going to be? And I'm going to pass it to Mac, man. What you got on that, brother?
Man, to be honest with you, it's really we still going to be here talking boxing. We're going to always have an outlet to watch it. I don't care if it's on Pro Box. I don't care if it's on DAZN going to continue to. We got Red Owl. You got Overtime. You got Matchroom. You got Frank Warren. And you got Shirk Al-Sheikh all using DAZN. And you got Golden Boy. We going to still be watching boxing. ESPN might be serving times, but right now they still under contract. Until their contract is up, and I think they got another, year or two on the contract, so we still going to be watching ESPN. Netflix is getting in the box. Netflix is actually looking for a promoter to put fights on there. They just signed WWE. WWE just canceled their whole network to put wrestling on Netflix. Netflix is actively looking for a boxing promoter to put their stuff. I promise you, if Top Rank was smart, that's where they go. But it's not. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. It's too many boxing promoters and boxing outfits with good fighters. They could utilize that platform. ESPN is the worldwide leader of sports. I promise you, they might get out of boxing now, but they're going to come back. They're just looking at the money right now. They just signed the NBA with Shaq and Chuck, so they got to find a place to put them. That's why they trying to shuffle things around. Once they get everything set like they want to, they gonna mess around and get back into the boxing business. They still, man, they got hacky sack over there, and what's the one where you toss the little sandbag at the little, I can't even think, cornhole. They got cornhole. If they gonna show cornhole and all that, I guarantee you boxing put up more ratings than those shows. So they're not gonna get all the way out of boxing. Boxing is the world's oldest sport.
Yeah.
It's not going though. Fighting is going to always be around. It's the oldest sport. It's not going anywhere. Next to track and field.
Maybe Netflix, because Dana White, me and Thomas went to that event at the Hulu Theater with that. Thomas, what's that Irish kid's name? And I'm gonna tell you, Mac, we went in there. Blue Blood was there, and I was like, oh, it's a small event. And I was like, Kalen Walsh, that's his name. I said, is that Jerry Cooney? And then right behind me walks in with his wife, Larry Holmes. And I'm looking around. John Jones was there. All these UFC fighters were there. And I'm like, that's Dana White, Triple H was there. I said, wait a minute. All this for Kalen Walsh? Dana White's going to make a move.
Oh,
he might be the guy to end up on Netflix.
He already has. Remember, he said he was going to get in boxing. Remember when Dana White put that out, said he wanted to govern boxing because the fighters make too much money?
Yeah, he said that.
He's already started the move because he was trying to buy PBC, but Al Heyman wouldn't sell it to him. So he's going to make a move.
Do you know anything about that Prime deal, by the way?
I don't, because they never put anything out about it. All they said was that PBC signed with Amazon Prime to air fights. They never dropped fight dates. Normally they was dropping fight dates. They didn't do none of that. Like, I don't know. They didn't drop a lot of information on it. All it was Michael Benson and Michael Carpenter posted something, and then you had Boxing 24 and Boxing Scene, but it was small articles. It wasn't really nothing. It wasn't no concrete articles that actually explained the deal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I heard, I don't even know how true it is. I heard that, they have a deal, but they have an option to back out, if they feel they're not getting a return on their investment, and they could do it at any time. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. That's why I'm asking around. I have no idea.
To be honest,
if that's true, I think that, listen, PBC's on shaky legs, and we're looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at the other side. I'm like, this ain't good. Stormy, what's good brother?
Hey, what's happening, man? Good to see you guys. I'm here. Sorry I'm a little late. I had to close things out on the other channel, but yeah.
Wow, you was cooking.
Yeah, what's going down, Sensei?
How you feel, man?
Man, me just trying to put some paint where it ain't and cut like a band-aid, man. Same old Matt.
Yeah.
So what you got, Stormy?
Listen,
what they mad at? What they mad at this evening? What people so mad at?
Listen, man, it's really interesting. I'm saying this, and I adopted it as my mantra, but it all still goes back to the Turkey, man. Turkey Al-Sheikh, man. He has lit a fire under this sport, and they're going to really run it into his graces even more, because they're scrambling, trying to hold on to what's really dead. And what's dead is the hiding. You got fighters hiding behind the promoters and promoters hiding behind the fighters, and putting walls up between the sport and the fans. They're trying to tell you, you don't know what's good for your boxing belly. So they're going to feed you down a tube of waste that they prefer to give you. But you have these other outlets now where even the smaller apps and shows have become more adept at providing something that can generate the interest. Things that these other establishments who have always been around haven't thought to do because they have the disrespectful outlook toward the fans. And it's really disheartening. It's good that Bob is 90,000 years old. It's excellent. He has lived and eaten, dined on everybody as long as he could. But guess what? When you go, old dude, you go by yourself. You can't take none of it with you. Huh? It'll still be here. And it's gonna get better in your absence. Because you've been a serious boil on the backside of boxing. You and some of the constituents that you've operated with and those who you've chosen not to operate with because you don't want the sport to move forward. Don't think we're not smart enough to figure that out. I just was talking about earlier that you have shows like the OTX and how they have created incentive-laden opportunities for the fighters. Something simple like if the scores go to a split draw or something like that, they'll have a sudden death round.
An extra round.
Where they have an extra round so the fighters can battle it out. And the incentive of bonuses where you can get in the first round, if you get a knockout, you get $100,000 bonus. If it's the last round and you get a knockout, you get $100,000 bonus. You don't think that's enough to light a fire under some of these guys' asses to really get the cooking when they know whatever they're getting paid, that extra $100,000 wasn't even accounted for in the contract, right? So it's like now you have incentive-laden opportunities to really increase what you take home, huh? And it's like, it's like when you work a job that gives a lot of overtime and you got people like, no, I'm good. I don't want the overtime. But you got that one dude. Yeah, I work that overtime because he, whatever he's doing with his money, it don't matter. It's like, it's incentive laden. It's like it to give you an opportunity to help get this work done, get stuff put out, whatever. I love that. Then they also have belts for the OTX. But check this out. The sanctioning bodies. How many cars have Turkey put on? 6, right? 6 or 7?
So far, I think 6. With the Latino night, I think about 6.
Make 7, 6 or 7.
The Latino night might be 7. Yeah. You're right.
Check this out, though. Throughout that process, we've seen that on at least 3 of his cards that a sanctioning body has stripped a champion for being on his card and fighting a quality fight, right? We've seen that. Check this out. You stupid asses, sanctioning bodies. You're going to force Turkey to come up with the brilliant idea of when you fight on his cards, you can be the real champ. Because he's putting on the quality matches of which people, when you are victorious, you're advancing, you're climbing, because you're beating quality opposition, not setups, not 80-20 matches or 90-10 matches, or guys that people just know on paper, there's no chance that guy got a chance to beat you. Well, on Turkey's cards, they're 60-40, 50-50, you know what I'm saying? And to have a bonus laden opportunity to be the world champ. You don't have to be the champ of the WBC, WBO, IBO, WBA, IBF. You don't have to be those champs. You can be the world champ. Because guess what? Those Riyadh season events are not on the soil of the Western world or the Eastern world, but they're in a place in the world where
the Middle East.
There you go. You understand? You feel me? So it's like you can be the world champion because take a guy like Daniel Dubois. He's fought on Turkey's cards 3 times now and has whooped ass to the degree that the only fighter he needs to face now to certify his position is the winner of Fury and Usyk 2.
That's it.
That's it. And he's already fought Usyk and really beat Usyk once. And do you really think Fury got a chance against him? Think about it. All we can ask for is for Turkey to finish the job by saying, my events going forward are for the world title.
I'd rather hold up a turkey belt, and every boxer shouldn't be opposed from her holding up a turkey belt. I mean, there's more behind that belt right now than there ever is behind any one of those stupid ass WBC titles that they make up. The Give Us Free, the Amistad belt, the Black History Month belt, the Broken Chains, all those.
All of that is disrespectful. All of that is disrespectful. The Mayan belt, all of that stuff. Listen, who's the champion of the world? Didn't Muhammad Ali used to ask that question? Who is the champion of the world? Don't worry about who's holding a belt. Who's the damn real champ? That's what we want to see. And I'm going to tell you something. Guys like Stank and Shitty Cuz and all of those other pretenders out there, you're going to go by the wayside.
That's right.
Because the real fighters are going to compete and throw their hat in the real arena of fire to be the best.
That's right.
And you know what? You can take your 2 Ferraris and your watches and all of that stuff, your bling. And yeah, move along. That's fine. But we got guys who really want to show and prove that they are the man in a sport driven by the nature of a man. I just can't rest until I whoop his ass.
That's right.
See, that's what we need to get back to.
Yep.
Enough of that, guys running up behind you with a microphone. Hey, those are some nice shoes there. Where'd you get those? And all. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here, ask a real boxing question or get out of here.
And you see,
get out of the press conference. You're not welcome here with those superficial questions and conversations that have nothing to do with why we're here. And understand that Turkey is the one who can put this together and compensate these men.
Right.
Brother Mac just mentioned a little while ago that people like White want to get in the sport because they feel that boxers are making too much money. Boxers don't make enough putting their life on the line, but they do make a lot for not fighting nobody.
Right.
And there is a difference in understanding that. So why should we sit up and watch ESPN and Golden Boy continue to put on these fights where these fighters are hiding behind certain circumstances? And you got guys who learn how to, because they work with the promoters and sanctioning bodies, they learn how to cheat by doing certain things. Announce a retirement. You don't have to be drug tested. Announce an injury. You don't have to be drug tested. Go to a hospital after a fight on your own recognizance. You don't get tested. and then not enrolling in a year-round testing, which requires wherever you are, you're on vacation with your family in the Bahamas, or you're in Paris, or whatever. Cool, here they come.
That's right.
And you ain't having another fight for maybe another 4 months or so. So what? Pee in that glass. You understand? So this is what we need. And guess what? Turkey can ensure that happens.
Yeah.
Fighters fighting on his card, anti-doping. That's what I was alluding to you, Drew, on my show when I was saying, Oscar, if you're sure you want to get involved in this 5-on-5 versus Matchroom, do you really think you want to do this? Because Riyadh season is the one producing that. So Mr. Zepeda, Mr. I hurt my hand. Huh? You hurt, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be hurt when people find out what's really going on with you, boy. I done seen the back knee. I've seen the back knee for about 4 or 5 fights now.
I saw it too. I was just waiting to see.
Nobody said nothing about it. No. Nobody.
Because when I say something, I'm just jumping the gun. I saw it. Listen, I'm gonna go out and say it. I think he's juicing, y'all. But
he's been juicing.
But that's just me, right?
Hold on, what did you say?
I think Zepeda's juicing.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, the guy's he's throwing 1,000 punches around. He has a hell of a gas tank. He doesn't stop, and he has his back looks like the U.S. highways map.
The juice don't help this here though.
No,
and
it sure don't.
The feather-fisted Tevin Farmer showed you with 6 knockouts.
Yep.
What Zepeda is really made of. Cream puff material.
And now Shakur is suffering the consequences with the same crap that he pulled to pull out his fight. His hand hurt. The hardest injury to prove in all sports is a hand injury. But I'm just talking. I'm just up here talking.
Jack Palmer in your chat says that's an explosive allegation, Drew. Just like Tevin Farmer exploded his fist on his chin. Why ain't you talking about that, Jack Palmer? Huh? Why ain't you talking about how Zepeda had to pick himself up off of the canvas by a guy who was not noted to put nobody down? Can we have a conversation, please?
Yo, hey, man. Time reveals all truth. And a lie's nothing but the long way to the truth. And as soon as that man said his hand was messed up and he can't fight Shakur, I said, wait a minute. But I know I'm out here. I just blame everybody for cheating, right? I also say I want a clean sport. I also want to point out, and I'm gonna give it to you, Mac. Fury done fought how many times? He done fought how many times in Saudi?
Fury, three.
Yeah.
Was it 3?
times.
I was thinking 2, but yeah, 3.
It was 3, yeah.
So he almost fucked around and lost to Francis Ngannou. Almost lost that. Got dropped in that fight.
Be honest with you, you should have lost that fight.
Yeah.
That's another story.
And he took his first L over there officially from Usyk. In other words, he ain't been looking the same, right?
Nope.
Since he's been fighting on equal soil and middle ground.
He been looking like his real self.
He look like his real self now. Look like his real self. He's not on drugs. Y'all understand now?
No cocaine.
No cocaine, nothing. No PEDs, no cocaine, no COVID went through my camp, but none of that. Listen, I don't like Paulie Malignaggi, but I agree with him when he said boxing is a dirty ass sport. I say, he's not lying. He's not lying. These guys are cheaters.
No, pull me glove up.
Y'all remember that? Pull me glove up. That Fury that fought Usyk is not the same Fury that fought Deontay Wilder, bro. It's not. All right, this Fury could fuck around and lose to AJ right now. You understand?
I agree.
Turkey done shine the light on this whole sport, competitive wise and business wise, and all of this goofing around that cats did, all this goofing around, this posturing and stuff like that. Hey man, Turkey didn't look. The casuals, and I'm. This is your fault, and I know y'all don't care because y'all got short attention spans. That's what I'm saying. American boxing needs to die so I can move on. But as a scene, the Titanic done hit the iceberg, and you're on the top saying, "Oh, that was a little rough," and the people down low is like, "No, this shit about to sink in an hour." And you're like, "Why are those boats leaving?" And you don't know you're about to die. That's boxing. It needs to die. It needs to die, and I'm loving this. Because y'all gonna look around and say, "Hey, what's boxing?" I'm like, "Well, boxing's on the zone over here. Boxing's on Riyadh season. What you doing? Who's over there?"
Guess who killing the boxing though?
Who?
Guess
The niggas?
who's killing it? These guys that don't want to get in there and give you the matches that you desire. They don't want to do it. It's like, listen, check this out. Why aren't Shitty Cuz and Stank talking? Why
They can't
aren't
talk
they
because they fuck.
trying to come together with a deal to make something good happen, right? Why? And then, on the other hand, you got the two Davids out here.
Shout out to
David is a prominent name in the Bible, the good book, but most of y'all don't read. Anyway, you got the two Davids about to do something that they don't really have to do, but it's kind of a throwback thing because they're two of the best at what they do in the divisions where they compete. And they getting ready to give you something. Now, one may prevail over the other in an outstanding way, or one may prevail over the other in a close-knit contest or whatever, but you're getting the best fighting the best.
Yep.
Now, just a few months ago, you had Bitter Beef and Bivol, who were the two champion titleists, right? Come together for unification. But these two men are next up. One of them is going to replace Arthur or Dimitri or whatever because they're that good. They're that good. And I'll tell you something else. The fact that they're facing one another is so good for them going in the future, whoever prevails, because that person is more than likely going to be the next champion.
That's right.
And you have to go through the fire. Shout out to Teddy Atlas. To understand that you're battle tested and ready. See, when you talk about guys like Anthony Yard, he got an opportunity, but he wasn't ready. He wasn't truly battle tested. And you want to talk about guys like the other guy over there from the UK, trained by Virgil Hunter. What's his name, Drew and Mac? The guy with the beard, you know, we thought he was going to be better than he was, but he, you know.
I know you're talking about. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah. Wait. In what division are you talking about?
Light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You talking
He
about?
done passed up so many opportunities to fight for a title.
Boasted.
Huh?
Boasted.
No, not
Alexander
Boasted. What's his name? Buatsi. There you go.
Joshua
Buatsi. Joshua Buatsi was in the 2016 Olympics or something like that. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. He's about ready to be retired already. And he ain't fought for a title yet. He don't want to fight Yard. He don't want to fight those guys over there that can propel him to the, you know, the main of competition. But he's just waiting around because I think he want to try to pick up like a scavenger one of the belts when it gets separated again. You understand? Get these guys the hell out of there. We want to see the guys competing. Buatsi should have been calling out for David Benavidez or David Morrell when they popped up to the division. You know why? Because that's a fast track to being found that you're ready for a championship fight. This is what I meant about fighters hiding behind promoters and promoters hiding behind fighters.
And see, Stormy, let me point out how consistent you are, because you were speaking very highly of Buatsi like about 2.5 years ago.
It was about 3 years. Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, you speaking very highly of him. But here we are, and the man has had a few opportunities, and he just hasn't done it. And we're being honest about his performances. You know, we're being honest. So it's one thing to have faith in a fighter, but if the fighter doesn't have faith in himself, what are we supposed to do? We're going to do what we've been doing. Call it how we see it. And salute to African Thor in that super chat. Much love. He says salute to Unc Drew in the panel. Salute to you, good brother. African Thor always supporting. Salute. TD Harden always supporting in that super chat. Salute. He says paying respect to one of the best duos on YouTube, man. Salute to you, good brother. Thank you guys so much. Yo, Mac, let me ask you a question. Speed Demon, I see you. Salute.
What you
Permission
got?
to chat. No, I love you. Claymore, what's good, Claymore? Yo, Claymore, you want a link? Let me know. Let me ask you a question. Your thoughts on pretty much just on what we're talking about, man. The PBC, because I don't think I heard your opinion on it. The PBC and that Houston fiasco. What was your opinion on all of that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna be the craziest thing, and I kept telling all my people and everything. I kept saying, "Man, ain't nothing going down in Houston." I kept telling everybody that. Man, they announced it. This and I said, "Who announced it?" This was before Tank even put it on his page. They said, it was all on the internet." I said, "That don't mean nothing." Then Tank and Lamont Roach announced it. I said, "Did the PBC page announce it?" I never once, not one time, seen the PBC page announce the location. They announced the fight, never announced the location. And I said that fight is not happening in Houston. And I never once thought that fight was gonna happen in Houston. Then when they dropped, they having problems with the venue. I said, I told y'all that fight was happening in Houston.
You bet your 2 Ferraris it wasn't happening.
You don't post your location until you secure the venue. And if you ever go on Toyota Center's venue, that fight was never on their calendar, not once.
Wow. I wasn't paying it no mind. Claymore, I sent it. You got it. I sent it. I wasn't paying it no mind because you know why, Mac? That was the last thing I thought would happen. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, it's Houston. It's gonna, Tank breaks the door because Tank does sell. I did not think about this entire fiasco. You know what I mean? It was the last thing on my mind. I said, okay, has this ever happened before? A fighter announces a fight, a fighter of Tank's magnitude, a guy that's the face of boxing, and next thing you know, they have a problem with the venue, and you're thinking, I said, what, a burst pipe, or what's happening? No, the Rockets play at home all the time, so what's going on? And then when Blue said, no, it's money, they attacked Blue. And I said, wait, there's something to this. Then it was postponed to January, and now we're talking about March 1st in Brooklyn.
Man, listen, Blue could come out and do this, and they'll attack him.
Yeah, Blue be like, yo, what's going on? You're lying, Blue.
It's like,
what's
this
going
is how
on
they
here?
come out here, man, with their foolishness. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but the great thing is that that's what I was talking about in my little soliloquy when I was talking earlier. That kind of foolishness is getting ready to go by the wayside. This is the last gasp of these guys. They trying to come up for that final breath, after bailing in that sunken Titanic called the PBC. It's going down, man. And it's a beautiful thing. You know why? Because it's going to wash away all the filth. You're going to be able to see what's coming clean in the wash. You're going to be able to see. When you've had some really bad soiled laundry, and sometimes it might have to go through more than one cycle.
That's right. That's right.
And we getting that. We getting that. Listen, we gave the example what Riyadh season is doing. We gave the example. OTX, what they doing. Guess who's new on the block? ProBox TV.
ProBox.
is
And
out
they
there
put
doing
on
stuff.
thunderous events.
It is happening. And who we complaining about? PBC, Top Rank, Golden Boy. Listen,
I'm not gonna lie.
they all catching it, bro, and they catching it for the right reasons. And you got certain guys who are popular fighters who are attached to that BS. You understand? And guess what? The longer they try to hold on tight to the pole, I ain't going, I'm loyal. You know what? You're showing your ass.
Yep.
If I were told, man, you're getting a crummy deal over here with the way things are, this is a house of cards about to collapse. I'm looking around like, okay, I'm gonna see where I can catch my exit.
And I think a lot of people are doing it too.
That's called a survivor.
I think that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of pushback right now, not only by the fans of boxing, but there's a lot of fighters on that PBC roster who are pushing back right now, who are not trying to hear it. They're not trying to hear about how things have changed, about how we were able to do something at one point in time, and now it's a different business model. Roll with us. Remember, we had your back. Man, we prize fighters. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And it's not our problem that you were sitting out there killing the budget, throwing Showtime in the hole, right? To pay us the money you were paying us. That's not our problem. Why would I go from here?
Check this out.
Why would I go from here, getting paid 25, 15, 10, $15 million a fight, and play with you and deal with a guarantee for $3 to $5 million guarantee for pay-per-view back-end money when pay-per-view is a dying business model, when people are streaming and you're not making enough. Listen, man, the environment is crazy. And I'm telling you that this whole entire Gervonta Tank Davis situation with the Houston, Texas Toyota Super Center was just a small bump in the road. It was just a sign. Like a sign from God, what you guys can start expecting. Shout out to Errol Spence, who's chilling in the Dominican Republic, who's not sitting here trying to hear none of that. I'm not going to make $25 million fighting Terrence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez gets guaranteed money, $30+ million a fight, and you telling me you want to give you $3 to $5 million guaranteed to fight a burning inferno in front of the world to do what, bro?
Check this out, and I was only going to add to what you were saying because that's a great point that you're making there, brother. They let Canelo come in there and clean house and sweep out all of the money out of the damn vault, right? And he ain't even fighting nobody. He fighting these guys. He's picking these guys up out of the bar or something like that, and they letting it, and then they telling everybody else, we can't pay. These guys should have bailed a long time ago. And they let Canelo.
And these guys are grassroots, Stormy. They're grassroots. Errol Spence was the face of the PBC before Tank. He was the literal moving force behind him. And now you want to tell me to take a backseat to Canelo Alvarez so we can get $30+ million? He not even guaranteed to fight on your damn banner next fight.
Check this out.
Go ahead, Matt.
This is where the PBC messed up. They did all of that, and none of their fighters are under contract. Remember that. None of their fighters are under contract. So if things continue the way they are, you might see somebody like Eddie Hearn snatching their fighters up like he said he was going to do. You see a lot of them been fighting over there with Turk lately. David Benavidez and Dave Morrell is fighting on Turk card.
You see that?
That's not a PBC card. That's Turk.
All I asked the Tank fans is, right in y'all face, how the hell did Canelo walk in the front door and get his guaranteed bag? But meanwhile, you ain't had no guaranteed bag for Tank? I thought that was under control. This is new. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's crazy. That's disrespectful to Tank. What? How did you let that happen? Let me read the super chat real quick. My brother Thomas from the Bronx, he says, by the way, all 4 BoxRec believers, it still says Tank Davis versus Lamar Roach, December 14th, 2024, you big dummies. I've been told y'all about BoxRec. I did a live about BoxRec. Them niggas is liars. They also told us that AJ versus Fury was for whatever date. Remember that? And salute to our brother, Fool Ass Earth, man.
You fool ass Earth man.
Said Drew Titan, Stormy B, man, Claymore Rain, stay ready, Mac. We in the building, salute. That's disrespectful. Do y'all now understand when I did this? Modern boxing needs to burn. Get this shit out of here so we can get busy. American casual fans, this is your fault. And I'm gonna tell you something. Top Rank and the PBC, they catered to y'all. They said, "Oh, if we package this fighter a certain way, y'all like lime green purses and skinny jeans. Y'all love that. Y'all love the booty slapping and all this other stuff. Y'all love that." And y'all don't care if he fights his contemporaries, just as long as he gets a knockout victory. And this is the result. I would rather, if you give me a choice to say you have $100, are you going to buy the Tank Davis event or the David Morrell versus David Benavidez event? It's a no-brainer for me.
100%.
It's a no-brainer. Tank Davis is fighting a guy at 130 pounds. That's it. Benavidez and Morrell are fighting each other. That's it. That's it. There was rumors that they were trying to put them as the co-main at the Tank event.
To a Lamont,
and they still couldn't book. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, man. And
you just watching David Benavidez fight David Morrell, and then you're like, hold on, one more fight. Tank's about to fight Roach.
Man,
hold on, one more fight.
I'm walking out, and I don't care if two Davids fight and it ends in first round. I'm walking out. I'm like, I don't care about it. Please. And don't get it fucked up. I'm rooting for Lamont Roach. I just don't think he's going to win, but I'm rooting for him out of principle. But fuck that. This is how we're treated. I just told y'all what kind of supporter of the sport I am. Tank this is an easy fix for Tank. He has about 5 contemporaries. Fight all of them, man. And I don't want to hear, oh, why Tank got to do all the work. I asked y'all at 135, why was all of this movement and belt movement happening on his watch? There was 2 unified champions. Contemporaries are fighting each other, except him and Shakur. What? Please don't serve me that nonsense. This is bullshit. But if you like Tank's hair and his tattoos, he got you. But if he ends up, if the PBC folds, he's either going to have to retire or where's he going to go? Queensberry?
No, try again.
And I said this in your chat
try
on
again.
Friday's stream.
Turkey.
Turkey.
Turkey. I said this on your stream Friday. Whenever he fight, how much you think the pay-per-view is going to be?
$70 to $90.
Yeah. Yep.
Usyk versus Fury 2 is $39.99.
$40, yeah, $39.99. Yep.
And that's a bigger fight, isn't it?
Yep.
Only the blind. If you're not blind, you can see that, right?
Now you see what that means for the sport of boxing. This is what I'm telling you. All of that money that they've been charging people, even going through the Canelo promotions that were not making the money back. Let's not forget that, right, Drew? Don't forget that. Canelo was not breaking the bank on his pay-per-views because he wasn't fighting nobody. Anyone who wants to believe otherwise is just a damn fool. But anyway, the way they've been paying, and if you know that Turkey is paying these fighters royally, right?
Mm-hmm.
What it's telling you is how the promoters have been stealing from the fighters the entire
That's right.
time.
That's right.
So you're going to give us Tank versus Roach, which is another Canelo versus, what was his name?
Avila.
Yeah, it's another one of those type of deals. But you're going to give us that and then charges up the wazoo for it too. And then you're not going to pay properly because the money ain't there. Even if the event takes place, the money is not there. So who's getting really paid? The promoters. and the sanctioning bodies.
And then what's
100%.
left? Claymore, let me ask you.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
I asked my brother Mac, he didn't know. Do you know anything about the specifics in reference to the deal that the PBC has with
Amazon.
Prime? Yeah.
Listen, brother. I have no idea. I've yet to find anything, but I can tell you this, right? The lack of structure is highlighted. There's no understanding. When you hear Steven Espinoza speak, whenever he gets interviewed, every now and then he pops up and he speaks on this deal. He always puts it in a way where it seems like Amazon is still needing to be convinced. He says things like, as we're rolling out events, Amazon is getting more and more confident in what we're doing, and I'm expecting more events to roll out. That's weird.
That's what he said?
I could pull it up on the video on the interview where he said that.
Oh, no.
Right? So what confidence? You telling me a multi-billion-dollar, one of the richest companies in the world, you guys have a deal with them, and you're telling me that Amazon is still not 2 feet in? It's still not 10 toes down? They went into this deal net. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? And if they are looking for something, we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of the fourth quarter of the year. If they are looking for something, I think it's reasonable to argue that they haven't seen it yet. So are they winking an eye at the successful business arrangement that they've had with the PBC? Are they making all this money and still don't know how to roll out yet? Or what are they waiting on? Right? What are they waiting on to give them the confidence to jump in with you, Steven Espinoza, and roll out these events like you said they were going to give us these free events? Where's the budget?
Tank had a 6-fight deal. How many fights did Canelo have? I forgot.
Does Tank have a 6-fight deal? And I believe Canelo Alvarez is damn near on a one deal at a time, one contract, you know what I'm saying? One fight at a time contract. He doesn't have a locked in amount of deals. He left and broke that other deal when they couldn't give him Charlo, right? When he was running around the match room and he was running around looking for another fight and ended up coming back to fight Jaime Munguia. And then he signed a new deal, right? So that's why I said, you go and give this man $30 million a fight and he won't even sign a multi-fight deal with you. He's not stupid. That's why, by the way, shout out to Canelo, because them dudes over there is doing the business the right way, right? They getting theirs. They're not worried about all the extra, all the silliness of it all. They done got past the silliness of it all. But that's what they're gonna do to have somebody like him on their roster with the PBC banner over their head when this man is on Breakfast Club, saying that he gets 80% of the gross. He gets his guarantee. He's getting 80% of the juju beans, of the jelly beans, of the beer, of the hot dogs, you know what I'm saying, of everything coming through the door. He's getting 80%. So yeah, the event made a whole bunch of money, but did the people who put the money in the event make the money? Or did Canelo walk out with 80% of the bag and leave you guys 20% to not only pay the promoters, but pay the fighters on the undercard? Right? I mean, at the end of the day, the business model is failing, guys. It's failing. Amazon's not stupid. They didn't get this far by sitting there throwing their money away. They're not going to put out contracts and make deals like this without contingencies inside of the deal to protect themselves from what they see other people have already gone through. They see what Showtime went through. They see what HBO's gone through. They see what Fox has gone through. They're not running that same deal. They got
Steven Espinoza, but Steven Espinoza told us that Showtime had about 16 fight dates. Next thing you know, they went out of business.
Listen,
I was like, yo, what the hell? That's crazy.
Send
My brother Thomas back in that super chat, he said Tank Davis versus Freddie Roach would sell more than Tank versus Lamont. # debate me. It would. He probably put up a better fight. I ain't gonna be disrespectful.
This up real quick here.
Tom French in that super chat, he said the PBC shaking my damn head. You can't make this issue up. # ridiculous. Man, listen. This is just to me, I just had questions. And trust me, this was the last conversation I think I'd be having about a Tank Davis fight date. I thought it was signed sealed. I've never, Claymore, you ever heard of a fighter of that caliber having a problem booking or being lied to in reference to booking a venue?
Wait, say it again, because I'm about to put the link in here for you.
Okay.
So you can put up the video. I'm going to show you. I don't like to talk and people try to say I'm throwing gas, and you'll hear Steven Espinoza himself speak on what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the number. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're almost there. Hold on.
It's hard to trust Steve Espinoza. I mean, dude say, "Well, we got 16 dates. We got 16 fights lined up." Showtime got right out of business. I said, "Oh shit, something ain't right." So it's hard to hold on to what. Man, this is tough. And again, this ain't hate. I'm just wondering what the hell's going on. This ain't hate at all. So Mac, you in Houston, right?
Boom.
Yep.
Okay. Let me send you the link right now. I found it. I'll put it right now in the chat. Sorry for the awkward silence, but I just wanted to get this out to you. So this is the link to the video on YouTube. You're going to see it's a Steven Espinoza interview, and you can pull it up to, let's see here, 3 minutes. Put it up at 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay.
It's Fight Hook News, a small channel that did the interview, so I don't think they'll flag you.
Just in
3
case
minutes and 50 seconds.
I got something for that.
Okay.
Here's how we do. We do this. We do it like this.
I want to say 345 should be good. This is whole conversation.
45. All right, I could play the audio without playing the video. So okay.
Yes, 345 is good. I'm right.
All right, cool. Here we go. Steve Espinoza, y'all.
You know, it wasn't like we were doing 20 fights a year like we were toward the end. So, you know, I expect, you know, this thing to, you know, pick up steam and snowball as Amazon becomes more and more comfortable with, you know, televising the sport.
Now, is there any truth to the matter of Jamal Charlo?
Well, that's pretty much it. Where you hear him say Amazon become more comfortable, that's what he expects it to pick up steam. My thing is, if there was 12 to 14 fights supposed to be this year, you telling me 3 to 5 fights into the year that they're still looking for some kind of signal? They're still looking for this thing to pick up, you know what I mean, to get comfortable with it. Comfortable with what?
He just told him. Did he just tell himself, Raymond? He just told himself.
100%. He just kept it 100 that the reason the year hasn't jumped off that way is because Amazon's not comfortable with the business model. And they're getting comfortable with it because they're not used to putting on live sports. That's what he's basically saying. But they went into a deal with this company.
I heard they could pull out at any point when they don't feel comfortable. That's what I heard.
100%.
So being that it seems like he just confirmed that. So
yeah, to me, it sounds like Amazon has a contingency in there that is protecting them from the nonsense, from what Rick Glazer's been and Bob Arum and all these guys have been talking about for years about the unsustainable business model of the PBC.
And I hate that because I don't like Rick Glasser at all. But it turns out he was right about that. You know, he was right about that. Now, Mac, you in Houston, right?
Right.
I heard when the fight was announced, when Tank announced it, there was like no advertising at all. So on top of what you said, was you like walking around like, yo, where's the billboards for this fight? Nothing?
I was. That's why I kept telling people that fight not happening. I not for one time did I believe that fight was actually gonna happen.
Let me tell you how slimy marketing is, man.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? If you really want to get in it, you can play it from 311 all the way to 356, and it's nothing but he speaks on the whole entire. The guy asked a question about what's going on with the PBC. He asked about Al Heyman's health, and Steven Espinoza speaks on the whole entire situation all the way through as to what he's expecting Amazon to do once they get more comfortable with the business. That's a fact. Maybe you want to listen to it privately, but you'll see what I'm saying.
I'll go through it if I get a minute. Let me ask you a question. Let me tell y'all, Claymore, you want to see how slimy marketing is?
The best.
I'm gonna show you something. You ever seen this?
Frame, Tyson Fury. That's my inside official. Replica fighting. €200 frame Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua. No, I never seen that before, but it doesn't shock me.
That was for sale, and I believe that was from Tyson Fury's website. I screenshot it because I said, you know what? I'm going to need this as evidence because if I talk about it, people are going to say I'm lying. When he tried to duck Deontay and not fulfill their contract for the rematch, and they went into arbitration, they announced that AJ was fighting Fury next, and it was on BoxRec. So I called my brother Tay Jones. I said, was there any news? He said, man, we still in arbitration. Don't listen to that shit. And I went to this guy's website, and I saw this. And I want to know who the hell bought. Somebody bought this.
Fact.
I want to know who. Who bought this, bro?
They bought it.
People in England. People in
England bought this.
Yeah.
Listen, man, this is false advertising. Because they lied to, and it was on BoxRec for like about a week. All the way up until when I tell y'all the story. When Tate Jones called me, said, yo, we want arbitration, bro. I pulled off the highway and went live. Exactly. So
wait, so what is this? Is this representing like a fight that they had? Is it trying to say the shorts they had on in the fight?
This was released when Deontay was trying to get his rematch for the third fight. Well, it was the third fight, but it was the rematch from the second fight. And he had a rematch in writing. It was a contract. So Fury was trying to get out of the rematch, which was the third fight for us. It was the third fight. So in the middle of that, it was announced that he's fighting Anthony Joshua.
Right.
And then I went to the website and I saw this for sale. And I said, wait a minute. So I called Tay Jones. I said, what's going on? He said, man, we still in arbitration. I don't know who the fuck's going to buy that. And this was for sale. For 1,100 pounds and 1,099 pounds, somebody bought this. Some people bought this, and I screenshot it because I said, you know what? This is going to disappear, and people are going to insist that I'm lying. But till this day, I want to know who the hell purchased this, and the fight never happened. I'm bringing it up because that's why I asked. The PBC told Tank Davis, yo, look, this fight is happening on such and such a date. And then he just did what he did. He marketed the date for his fight. And the next thing you know, they're blaming the damn venue. And that wasn't true. Bro, and the bigger picture is, well, I'm going to give it to you in a second, Mac. Yeah. The bigger picture is, never mind the fact that I hate Tank. Y'all know that already. The bigger picture is, what the hell's going on with the PBC and his fighters over there? That's the big picture. Go ahead, Mac.
I got a friend of mine that's been saying for years that the PBC was out of money. Yeah. Even before they was put, before they moved to Amazon, he said they was out of money. That's why we were getting. That's why we were getting the big fights with trash undercards. They had a bunch of low-level Latino fighters because you don't have to pay them as much as you do your main fighters. So. That's what he kept saying that, and I'm like, man, they had $1 billion back, and he had a whole bunch of. I'm like, where did that money go? And then he had those contracts that he signed with Fox and that he signed with Showtime. Where did all that money go? And then you still hearing about fighters that still ain't got paid. Floyd still ain't got paid.
Wait, what?
You remember
That's
when
what
Floyd?
I heard too. I heard about that.
When Floyd was getting ready to take Al Heyman to court because he hadn't got all his money.
Which everybody's saying is the reason why he's separated. That's why you see Camaro Moten fighting on a, you know what I mean, on weird cards and not fighting on PBC cards. Everybody thinks it's because of Tank. It ain't because of Tank. It's because Floyd's put
on PBC ain't paid him all his money.
Right.
More and more, I think the reason why the Lomachenko fight had happened, I think he was misquoted on purpose. He didn't say money don't move Lomachenko. He said you don't have enough money to move me into that ring.
Yo, homie is a window shopper. Mad at me. Listen, Tank. Listen, man. Shout out to Tank. I don't hate Tank, right? But I'm gonna keep it 100. That team was window shopping for about 3 months, calling Shakur, calling Rayo, calling De Los Santos, and not following up with no offers. They were window shopping, bro. They thought they had a budget. That team thought they had a budget, and they were like, yeah, all right. So we talked to Shakur. He said he's available. They said, hold on, bro. We're going to get you, man. Yeah, but I want to send him over an offer because he's getting ready to go to Matchroom, or I hear he's trying to make moves, and we want to go. Oh, no, we got you, man. We're just going to wait for this money to come through. No money came through. Shakur went to Matchroom. They called De Los Santos up. Hey, man, you available? Window shopping. We're going to call you back. No phone call back. Cello said it. Cello said the same thing. I don't know what happened. They didn't call me. I don't know what happened. They called me. Next thing I know, I hear Lamont Roach.
What happened?
All right. De Los Santos. And then Rayo said, yeah, they were just calling me to just talk to me. I don't know. They act like they want me to come down to 135. And then all of a sudden you see Lamont Roach get the call. You know, I heard he's making like $700K, supposedly somewhere in that range for this fight, which is crazy. So here's my question to the panel. Tank Davis is the money, right? That's what all the fans of Tank say, right? That he's the biggest payday for any fighter he fights against, right? If Tank is not bringing the biggest payday, does he bring legacy to a Lomachenko? Does he bring legacy to a Shakur Stevenson? Do they need him in order to be legacy to make into the Hall of Fame? Do they need to fight him? If Shakur right now were to back out and be like, you know, I'm going to 140, damn 135, all you guys is acting sweet here. Eddie Hearn got a bunch of fights for me at 140. I could get the money. I can go fight Kambosos right now and go get $3 to $5 million guaranteed from Turkey. Does he hang back and wait for Tank to shoot him a $2 million guarantee, $3 million guarantee with points on a pay-per-view that is not guaranteed to sell over 150,000, 200,000 pay-per-views because everybody's stealing it? If Tank Davis isn't the bag, what's the use in fighting Tank? Ask Lomachenko. I think he got a better answer than
those legacy fights are. Shakur can still make 135 comfortably. As long as
what I'm saying is there's money out there now because of Turkey. If Tank Davis is no longer the biggest payday for these fighters, is there any true incentive on chasing Tank around to fight Tank?
But that's where I was getting to, because when I say Shakur is comfortably making 135, he's not going to leave 135 for Tank. You got to think about where he went to. He went to Matchroom. Matchroom got a stable of 135 fighters. A stable. They might not be the big names that you know about, but they got a stable of fighters over there. You got to look at what he did. He left Top Rank because Top Rank wasn't giving him the money that he was worth, that he was bringing into Top Rank. He was going to who was going to pay him the most money. Al and them threw him a deal, but he didn't take Al deal. He took Matchroom deal. He went that direction because he was looking at it like PBC don't even have any dates up. Why would I go in that direction? And I don't even know what they doing. All they fighters fighting on other networks. The majority of their fighters been fighting on the Zone. So he went to the Zone route. Now he got big money backing behind him. And Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn will put money behind his top fighters to go fight somebody. So let's say if Shakur come to, not Shakur, but Tank come to the table to Shakur and throw him a deal. Well, what if Eddie Hearn come back and match your payday, but then raise the deal up? Okay, you're gonna get 20 million in this fight. What if I throw you 27 million, but I pay Shakur 10, and we put this fight on the Zone? You know, he got somebody where he got money behind him. So I can see this fight happening if Tank really is trying to fight real fighters. But this is gonna really show right now, because now you ain't gonna have no excuse when you throw those contracts out, because they gonna try to do negotiations and send back counter offers, because they're not gonna let you undercut their fighters.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I believe. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I believe that Shakur has secured himself a way to make money. I think a lot of these fighters, and I think Lomachenko was a moment where everybody's not looking at it for what it is. They want to say Lomachenko's ducking. Lomachenko might be ducking, however you guys want to look at it. But whatever, Lomachenko came to the table. He came to New York to negotiate, and he walked away and said, "I'm not interested in that." That spoke volumes. For somebody who just got $240 million, somebody who just got $240 million deal, 6-fight deal. Let me tell you something, man. The biggest trick the devil ever played on the world is convincing the world he didn't exist, bro. When he signed that deal, he also signed his fights away and said, and those guys are pulling on him like, you're not just gonna fight anybody, bro. This deal is for you to fight certain people. This deal is about the biggest fights being made. These deals is about return on investment. This money I put out, I plan on getting back and then some. We don't get that with Lamont Roach. Hence, December 14th got canceled. Now at least they moved it up into the Barclay, into the East Coast, so they can bring the DMV together somewhere. But I promise you, there's contingencies that come with that $240 million. And these offers that are going to go out to Shakur and they're going to go out to Devin Haney or Teofimo or Sabril Matias or whoever. I don't know who's on the list, right? Because you only got 5 fights left. They need to be substantial, because what you bring to the table is their biggest payday. You don't bring the legacy. It's not that much legacy.
Right.
It's the payday. And if the payday's not there, what's the use?
You don't need Tank to go to the Hall of Fame. Claymore, I say this all the time. Watch this. Do you know that Tank does not have the best resume at 135? I know you know that. We talk about this all the time. Kambosa's got a better resume at 135 than Tank. Kambosa's got Teofimo Lopez, a dub over him. He was unified in 2 fights with Devin Haney. We could stop, and 1 fight against Lomachenko. We could stop right there. Okay, Devin Haney was the youngest undisputed champion at 135. We could stop that right there. What else? Loma got a better resume than him.
Yeah, Loma can retire today. He could just stop right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like so, I mean, these guys, they don't really need Tank.
For one thing, though, supposedly, which is the money. If the payday's there, then you're the big payday. My question is he the big payday? I don't know. He may still be the big payday, right? But I haven't seen the big payday yet. Where's the big payday? I mean, we'll see. Look, man. Look, Lomachenko walked away. I'm telling you guys, bro. He walked away. He was going to do it. Why did he walk away, bro? He got scared of Tank? That's what you want to believe? He got, okay,
you know what they tried to do? You know what I think, Claymore? You know what I think they tried to do, Claymore? Clarence, what up? You know what I think? I think they tried to G him. We'll give you like 1.5 or 2 up front, and, you know, we'll give you the back end money. You know, Ryan, we only paid him 5, and he walked away with 50 or whatever the hell. Right. So you could do the same. Hell no. Give me, you had 240 for this little motherfucker. I've been trying to fight him for 5 or 6 years. You can't give me 20 right now? This might be my last fight. He might catch me. He got 20 up front. I'm telling you, they didn't have enough money for Loma. And Loma could still, he could rematch Devin. He could fight Shakur. Loma's in a better position economically than Tank is right now. And this is what I was telling y'all. You see, I was actually trying to look out for the little nigga. There, I said it. And y'all don't even know. Come on, man. Wake up. Canelo got his bag. Canelo don't have these problems.
The face of boxing. Man,
this is going to be the 3rd swamp he drained. The fuck? The last we heard was that this was the most lucrative. His Tank's deal was more lucrative than Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd Mayweather don't have these problems. He only fought in one fucking place. More money, more problems.
No more. Listen, man, when you don't get that money, people be thinking they coming up, bro. Like, Drew, bro, somebody walk up to you, listen, bro. Somebody just walk up to you and be like, y'all got 200 million for you. You can get excited about the 200 million, but I'd advise you also to ask what comes with it. What in the world do you want from me? You give me 200 million. What do you want from me, bro? What in the world do you want from me, bro? I need to know. 200 million? You might have just signed your cheek away. You might have just signed it.
Me and Hank about to get ready to go live for the what's the name? But man, I appreciate it, man. It was good getting back on the channel for messing with you guys.
Oh, man. No doubt, stay ready. You know you got an open invite, brother. Anytime you want to hop up on here, man, let me know, good brother.
Bet I'll be back in there.
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure y'all tap in, man. Already.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, 200 million comes with contingencies. I don't care, bro. What do you think? They like you or something? They love you or something? They want to. What do you think? 200 million?
Yeah, they like you. Right?
Listen, bro. You better something. They're asking for something, and I don't think it's Lamont Roach.
Nah, come on, 130 pounds. I was upset with that, bro. I was like, come on, bro. All these options out here. Lamont Roach, he's not even at 135. Come on, bro.
And did you hear that Tank was trying to make that fight ever since the Hector Garcia fight? That he was actually trying to.
Oh man.
So everybody tried to act like he a champion. He was trying to fight that dude when that dude had nothing, bro. This is a fact. That's a fact, man.
When Lamont Roach did that interview, he said, I was always in the Tank sweepstakes. I was like, wait a minute, what? Why?
Where did you? With no belt?
Bro, y'all could eat that Tank stuff up, man. I don't play with that. I was like, what do you mean? That means the guy, come on, 200, 300 million. He got a 6-fight deal with Prime. There should be no 130-pounders on there. And I'm telling y'all, they're going to try and give you the Monster Nui fight. And I'm not even high on that. That dude's 118, 120, 26-pounder. What the fuck?
Turkey just gave him $19.7 million, bro. That fight ain't happening. Turkey took him off the board. He just handed him $19.7 million without the fight yet. Next year, in the way he's working with Turkey, bro. Period.
Turkey took that chess piece off the board.
Took it right off
because of that Ferrari comment he made. He said, "Okay, so he removed Monster Nui." So what is Tank gonna do, bro? Y'all cool? Just see him watch.
He's gonna make the big fights. That's what he got to do. Make the big fights. I'm gonna tell you for real. Go to 140. That's what I'm gonna tell you. But look, listen, man. We'll see what happens. I'm not trying to say, but go. That's what the solution is. What? Right? Listen, man. Rayo Venezuela right now has
they said crazy. His fans said that 140 is too big.
It don't matter what they say. I don't know when his fans are going to realize. I'm waiting for him to pop up on one of y'all social media, on one of y'all platforms, and give y'all a little shout out or show you, because y'all show him so much love, and you know what I mean. Like, he won't even give y'all a tweet and be like, "Shot." Anyway, at the end of the day, Tank has shown time and time over again he ain't listening to you guys. He don't care about what you guys are talking about.
He will never show up here. His uncle.
You guys never know what's on his mind.
Yeah, well, I already know what's on his mind. He's full of shit, and his hands are tied. But
he'll never show up here. I'll break out my roach spray, man.
If he shows up here, we'll talk about boxing over 5 minutes. Because I'll start asking him personal questions. Because I don't like him because he's a little nigga. And I don't like little niggas. I don't like niggas at all.
Yeah.
And I would be like,
what Chris Rock say? What did Chris Rock say? It's a war between black people and niggas.
And niggas
go.
I would just take him apart. That's why he couldn't sit up here. See, there's too much on this panel right here. There's too much common sense. And I segue away from boxing. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? I question your integrity as a black man and as a Muslim, allegedly. And the shit will go left. He'll never darken my doorstep ever. And I'm cool with that.
And he would never want to hear me say anything about him, because I can keep it strictly boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll make him. You think he's small now? He probably become the incredible shrinking man and shrink off the map where you wouldn't be
fucking Ant-Man, for real. And guess what? I ain't got to drop.
Maybe that'd be best for the boxing world for his ass to disappear, because that's guys
make the
like
big
him,
fights, man. That's it. Just make the
like
fights,
him
man.
Is making the sport. I mean, it's really making it bad, because you see what his following is like. And see, that's what's worse, because they're clinging to something that's not anything.
Right.
Okay? They're clinging to something that's not anything. There's no value. You ever heard of the term fool's gold? Yeah.
And that's what
it's horrible, because I hear you guys, right? But like me personally, I don't hate Tank, right? I don't. I'm not going like I gotta do.
That's not hate. Claymore?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying.
No,
Drew Titan said it.
But
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
No, listen. Let me say this. It's not hate. So don't say what it isn't is. See, words are powerful.
Okay.
When you just said, "Well, I don't hate Tank," you see, that is, these people are so unintelligent that they will cling to what you just said, because it comes across as if you're saying something that I didn't say.
Right.
Remember, we're on the internet.
Right.
There's a responsibility that flies over the head of most content creators.
Right.
Because they don't recognize the cesspool that they create with the content that they produce.
Yes, sir.
You have to understand that articulation is important. You should not talk to everyone as if everyone understands. But when people make the point to not understand, that's when ridicule comes into play. That's when you make them pay for being ignorant.
Right.
It's unacceptable for a man to not have a position, a platform, or a place of where he stands. Because if he doesn't stand for something,
Fall for anything.
what's the old adage?
Fall
He'll
for anything.
fall for anything.
Hey, Claymore.
I'm just correcting when I say that because I want it to be understood.
Yes, sir.
I don't know the guy, don't care to know him, but I know what he represents in this beloved sport of mine is poisonous.
Toxic.
Poisonous.
I agree. But what I was going to say was, outside of the hate, right? It's not about the, maybe it was the bad words, right? But just to say that, me personally, I think I would appreciate more if he was more actively involved in the direction of his career. And he didn't, I believe that he's allowing the people around his handlers to steer his career. I think Tank is a great fighter. And I think him getting involved in these big fights will be some of the big, I think he has an opportunity to build some real legacy. I think he's talented like that. Right.
Claymore, let me add to what you
he
just
goes
said.
with the big show. Mm-hmm.
Let me add to what you just said because you're 100% correct. You know why I say I hate Tank? Because of exactly what you just said. I say, look, it looks good. So far, so good. But I can't gauge him. That's what I always said. I said, I can't gauge him. When they say why, I said, well, he got Devin here. He got Shakur here. Before he fought Frank Martin, he's got Frank Martin there. And then when I asked him to do what these kids say they're going to do, which is be the best, they said I'm a hater. And I got tired of saying, no, I'm not. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate the kid then. So I'm just
close to that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, how am I a hater for asking these dudes to do what they say they're going to do if they want to do it? Now, he's the A side. When he says go, we remember Leonard Ellaby talking about, you don't make no demands. Tank is the one that sends the offers. Great. He got like 5 contemporaries around him. Where the offers at? Yeah. I said the same thing to these Latino brothers that was in the chat a couple of days ago. I said, all right, fine. Canelo makes the offers. There's no reason why in 5 years Benavidez has never gotten an offer. And I'm like, yo, how could you not be cool with Benavidez, but you was cool with Abney Yildirim? And all these other guys, oh, well, he was a mandatory. He was a number one. I don't care. Mandatories.
How do you look beyond David Morrell and David Benavidez to find Jaime Munguia and this other kid, Edgar Berlanga? How do you look beyond those two?
After he said he'd never fight another Mexican again. Let's not forget that.
How do you look beyond those fighters? They don't hold a candle to these two men. See, that type of foolishness, I don't have time for. And I'm always going to throw that down. Always. Tank Davis lost me forever when he told me he didn't know who Marvin Hagler was and never watched Marvin Hagler.
That was crazy.
I remember when he said that.
That was insane work.
I'm going to tell you. Now, does that mean like, oh, because he didn't watch Marvin Hagler fight? So no. No, because when you spew ignorance, it's not to be celebrated, bro. And that's what that is.
100%. I agree with you.
Stevenson said recently that he equated Tyson Fury in the class of Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Why do you think I call him shitty cuz? When you spew ignorance.
Oh, that's who shitty cuz is?
Excuse me?
That's who shitty cuz is? Is Shakur? Yeah. I didn't know who that was. I didn't know.
That's who he is.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Because the behavior is like the shittiest cousin you could have, the one you don't never want to invite to anything, none of the barbecues and the family get-togethers and everything, because he coming there causing problems. He gonna steal, he gonna start some stuff, he gonna have people at each other and everything because of him. You can have a good time without bringing him along board. What has he done? He grew up knowing Devin, but their friendship is now damaged because of him and his foolishness. Mm-hmm. He's over there trying to make false friends with guys he don't want to have to fight. because it's a competitive business. This sport is a business. Don't they say that?
That's right.
But he's friends with Keyshawn and with some of these others. He wants to be friends with Abdullah Mason and because he knows that it's guys like that that are going to test his mettle.
It's going to end badly too.
You a shitty cuz. You understand?
Man,
when you behave that way. So I am not saying anything that is out of the box. I don't care to know him personally, but I know as long as he's involved in this sport of boxing, he need to get his shit together.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Tank.
And there's still time.
Get his shit together. And it is irreprehensible for you to be on here, meaning those guys, and you misrepresenting the community, the nation of people who have come before you. And you roll over and you show your belly and you turn your backside up for somebody to slap on it. You insult me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sport needs a the sport needs a it needs a turkey, right? It needs that kicking ass. It needs to incentivize legacy again. It needs to incentivize, man. It needs
Salute to Tony C.
incentivize.
Tony C says, Drew, the problem with Tank is that they're trying to move him in a similar way as Canelo, and it ain't working. Hashtag Bronx on deck. Yeah, you know what? I think Canelo has learned the business early, and he's surrounded himself with people that put him in a brilliant position where he's gotten his money up front. Tank, not so much. He's distanced himself from Floyd, so that mentorship is gone. He don't really, what Al Haym is allegedly sick now, so he can't get no advice from him. And I just don't think Tank is that bright. And here's the thing:
Tank,
there's still time. He can still fight his contemporaries and possibly win. But right now, I said this to my audience a while ago. If he stops fighting right now, he's not a Hall of Fame fighter. He's not. He's just celebrated. And just because you're celebrated don't mean you're great. Every time Arturo Gatti went to New Jersey to fight, all the Italians came out to support him. But you knew there was a chance he was going to get his ass whooped really bad.
right.
Or he looked really good winning. That's why they call him the blood and guts warrior. Either he was going to win looking good, or he's going to get fucked up and not quit.
Right.
You understand? Tank, I'm not putting no crowns on him if he's not fighting his contemporaries. And I know people get mad at me. I'm not even giving him Frank Martin. He had it up until he said, "You look drained." And I looked, I said, "Oh shit." Claymore, I picked up the phone and I called someone who was down there. And I said, "Yo, you drained?" And homie said, "He looked drained, but we're gonna see tomorrow." I was like, fuck. I would never have known that had Tank not said that. What'd he do with Ryan Garcia? "You ain't eat breakfast this morning." I said, "God damn, you got niggas breaking up his ribs in sparring and not letting you know what he's not eating in the morning?" In the morning? That's Tank? How many times Roy Jones had a mole in someone's camp? Has Floyd ever done that? I don't know.
No, I mean,
That
you wouldn't
makes
know
you
about it,
great?
yeah. But that's another thing he does, breaking down fighters before. One thing Floyd used to always do is build up the fighters he's fighting against. He wasn't very big on you're not in my league, you're too early, you shouldn't be here, you ain't ready for this. Nah, bro. This guy's a hell of a what did Floyd say? Hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? That's what he always said.
Discredit your opponent is to discredit what you've just done.
Yeah, it takes away your victory. It takes away the at least the magnitude of the victory of what it is. Because it sounds like if what you're saying is true, then Frank Martin was a cherry pick. If Frank Martin is in the ring with you 2 fights too early than what he's supposed to, then that means you got yourself a victim. You know what I'm saying? If he's dehydrated, then that means that the whatever rehydration clause or whatever you have implemented in there is hurt this man. You're not saying you're going to beat him off skills. You're saying you're physically not ready to fight me in the ring. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? It is a weird thing to watch happen, man. And when you're making that much money That's why everybody contributes to the nonsense. When you're making that much money, why fight somebody who can knock your head off when you can make that much money for fighting somebody who you know can't do nothing to you? I mean, it's a.
I'm gonna add to that, brother, because you're on fire right now. You're on fire. I'm gonna add to that too. Are you aware of what Coach Cal said when it was brought up to him? Our brother Marco Boxing asked him. He said, "Hey, what about Shakur? Tank versus Shakur? You aware what he told Marco?" He said, "Why would we take that fight? Shakur's not going to stand there and let us do what we do."
Right. He said.
And when I heard him say that, I said, "Wait a minute. Two things. You are discrediting your abilities as a coach,
right?
And you're being insanely honest in the product that you have, because you don't think you can train Tank to do what needs to be done against Shakur." Fucking dummy. You don't want to fight Devin. He said, "Well, what about you versus Devin?" He said, "Well, at what weight though?" And then the icing on the cake. Teofimo Lopez was unified champion at 135. He done went to 140, right? He done called you a monkey. And you've said nothing? You didn't even address it. You didn't even say, "Yo, I'm gonna clean up 135 and you're gonna be the first motherfucker I see when I go to 140. You didn't say anything. So when people come in here and say, "Drew, you hate Tank," okay, you hate yourself. Because Tank fans and Tank himself, none of y'all address Teofimo Lopez. I hate niggas. Because let Devin Haney have an interview with Andre Ward. He got right on Twitter and said something. I said, "You see this little nigga? And that's supposed to be your Muslim brother too? You see this?" My feelings towards Tank Davis is completely justified. He's a fake Muslim. He's a fraudulent black man, and he's not giving me what I want as a consumer. I tell y'all, 80% of why I don't fuck with Tank has nothing to do with boxing. The 20% he can fix in 1 year. But he won't, because he's a fucking coward. Yo, I got to get out of here, y'all. Yo, Claymore, let them know how they can find you.
Yeah, you just look up Claymore Rain. It's ACP Combat Media Show. But if you look up Claymore Rain, I'll put the link up if you give me 2 seconds. I'll put the link up in there right now.
You and Blue be doing, y'all be cooking, bro. Y'all be cooking.
Yeah,
I'll be on my break at work listening to y'all.
Shout out to my big bro, because he be helping me out, you know what I'm saying? Showing me how to do this thing. You know what I mean?
He's a good brother, man. He's helped all of us. The amount of knowledge Blue gives, he could literally be doing he should be charging people for the information. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
he got a mountain of information, bro. Like, he really is smart like that too. I talk to him privately all the time, like on the phone. He's smart as hell.
Hell yeah. Stormy, let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Man, everybody can find me right here in the YouTube streets. Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap.
Abso-freaking.
I like that, Stormy. Oh, cap, but no cap.
All cap, but no cap.
I just came in from work. I just worked like a 12.5-hour shift, so I'm out of it. So it took me a while to pick up on that, Stormy. He said all caps and no cap, and I said, "Oh yeah, I got that. That was good. I like that. I just got that. That just hit me. A little delayed reaction." Right
there. Yeah, man. So it's about the sport. I'll be back in the morning. Oh, let me tune you up on my other channel.
That's like when people say sensei, right? But I say, because it makes sense what I say.
Yeah.
There it is, man.
Stormy, I promise you, in the next year or two, you're gonna love boxing. Give it another 2 years. Once Turkey get this thing going and get this going, and everybody start coming to the light, we're gonna start seeing the heavyweight division is gonna have a big year next year. Big year next year for the heavyweight division, bro.
No, you check this out, Clay. In the next year, you're gonna find out that boxing may be better, but what you didn't know, because I'm getting ready to tell you right now, is I've always loved boxing, bro. Always.
Right.
Ain't
Well, I know
nothing
you
that
love it, but I mean, you're going to be
No, no.
excited. We're going to be,
Nothing
our
that
conversation is
these
going to be more
guys-
about these fights than about
nothing
not
that
having
these
fights.
guys do gonna make my love for boxing go away.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because now I have a platform to vent sensibility out into the airwaves. See, that's what's missing sorely. Sensibility, critical thinking, bro. We got to get back to that. You see how I'm representing on this live tonight, right?
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh, champ side, salute. That's champ
Champ
side shirt?
Yes, sir.
That's one of my favorite dudes too.
See, this is who I am, bro. This is not, Drew will tell you, this is not special effects, man. This is the real shit.
Right.
Yeah, hell yeah. Man, salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the members of the Cash App. Yo, Claymore, whenever you want to hop up, hit me, bro.
Oh, I didn't even
Hit
know.
me,
When
bro.
you said, yo, do you want to hop up? I'm like, hell yeah, what the hell you mean? I ain't know what. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Hell yeah.
I'm always wanting to come
Oh,
up
wait,
here.
let me take a moment. Let me salute to my stalkers.
I'm gay. Gay, like super gay. Like one down here, one here, one here, one here gay. I thought you knew that.
Now go do your videos.
Hey, Clay, I need your email too so I can be able to send you some links too, bro.
Oh, anytime, bro. Listen, man.
You can hit my email.
It's
StormyBman@gmail. That's
Hold on,
mine.
let me put it in my email thing right now. While I'm a right now type of dude. Right now, let me just go ahead and I'll write it over to you. What is it?
StormyBman@gmail.com.
Story B-Man.
Stormy B-Man.
Stormy B-Man.
At Gmail. I'm gonna send you an email right now. That way you have it in your
Cool.
It'll be there right now.
Yeah, make sure you spell it right now. Don't be like you from Baltimore.
That's why I'm making sure. Stormy B-Man at Gmail.
Yep.
Man,
That's it.
It's gone. It's off. Oh, there it is. It came up. It showed that it's you. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
It's over there right now.
All right, my brothers. I got to run. Man. I'm going to catch you on the rebound. I'll see you on the AM. Bronx on deck.
Peace.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.